1999. A psychology lab at Harvard University. A television screen. A video, barely a minute long. 6 people in a hallway, 3 in white shirts, 3 in black, passing 2 basketballs back and forth. The task given to each participant walking into that room was simple. Count the number of passes made by the players in white. Just the white team. Ignore the black. Keep your eyes on the ball, count carefully, and report the number when the video ends. The video ran for about 75 seconds. The passes were quick, messy, deliberately hard to track. Players weaved around each other, the balls crossed paths, and counting required genuine concentration. It was boring work, the kind of task that makes your eyes ache a little. Nobody told the participants what the experiment was actually about. The counting was the decoy. The real test walked in at the 44-second mark. A person in a full gorilla suit strolled into the frame from the right side, not running, not hiding, walking, casually, directly through the middle of the players. The gorilla stopped in the center, turned to face the camera, beat its chest 3 times, then walked off the left side of the screen. 9 full seconds of a gorilla, center frame, doing gorilla things. Daniel Simons and Christopher Chabris, the 2 researchers who designed this, had a hypothesis about human attention. They believed that attention is not a camera. It does not passively record everything in front of it. It selects. It filters. It builds a version of reality based on what you are looking for and quietly deletes everything else. They wanted to prove that a person could look directly at something obvious, something impossible to miss, and genuinely not see it, not because they were distracted or careless, but because their brain decided it was irrelevant. The gorilla was their test. 9 seconds, center frame, chest beating. Half the participants did not see it. Not half forgot about it. Not half saw it but thought it was unimportant. Half of the people who watched that video, with their eyes open, focused on the screen, with a gorilla walking through the middle of the thing they were watching, had zero awareness that it had happened. When Simons told them a gorilla had appeared in the video, some laughed, some stared. Some accused him of switching the tape. One participant, after being shown the video again with the gorilla plainly visible, said she knew it was a different video because there was no way she could have missed that the first time. She had watched the same video twice. She saw the gorilla the second time. She concluded the video must have been swapped. That is not a failure of eyesight. That is a brain constructing a version of reality and then defending it against evidence. Simons and Chabris had not invented the idea. A psychologist named Ulrich Neisser had run a similar experiment in the late 1970s, overlapping videos of people passing a ball with a woman carrying an umbrella walking through the scene. Most people missed the umbrella woman too, but Neisser's version never caught fire. The setup was clunky. The umbrella was forgettable. What Simons and Chabris understood was that the thing people miss has to be absurd. It has to be something so obviously, ridiculously present that the failure to see it becomes the story. A woman with an umbrella is easy to rationalize away. A gorilla beating its chest is not. The experiment went public. It spread through psychology departments first, then lecture halls, then popular science writing, then the internet. It became the single most referenced demonstration of a concept called inattentional blindness, the idea that focused attention on one thing creates functional blindness to everything else, even things happening directly in front of your eyes. And then something stranger happened. People who had heard about the gorilla experiment started to believe they were immune to it. Simons tested this. He made a second video. Same setup. Players, basketballs, counting task. This time, viewers who knew about the original experiment spotted the gorilla immediately. They saw it walk in, they saw it beat its chest, they smiled, proud of themselves for catching the trick. They missed the curtain in the background changing color. They missed one of the players quietly leaving the game. The video had multiple unexpected events besides the gorilla, and knowing about the gorilla made no difference for the others. People who felt certain they had beaten the experiment, who believed their awareness was now superior because they knew the trick, were just as blind as the first group. They had simply shifted their blindness to a new location. The confidence that they had conquered the illusion was itself an illusion. In 2013, a researcher named Trafton Drew took the concept into a place where the stakes were no longer academic. He recruited 24 experienced radiologists, doctors whose entire professional life was spent scanning images for things that did not belong. Drew embedded a small image of a gorilla, roughly 48 times the size of an average lung nodule, into a series of CT scans. The radiologists were asked to examine the scans for cancerous nodules, which they did expertly. Their eyes tracked across the images with the precision of people who had done this 10,000 times. 83% of them did not see the gorilla. Eye-tracking data confirmed that many of them had looked directly at it. Their eyes had passed over the gorilla. Their brains had decided it was not what they were looking for and erased it from conscious experience. These were not undergraduates in a psych lab. These were experts doing expert work in their own field, and the mechanism was identical. The gorilla did not care about your training. It did not care about your experience. It did not care that lives depended on your ability to see what was in front of you. If your brain had already decided what it was looking for, anything outside that frame simply did not exist. This is the part where the story stops being about gorillas. Every year, thousands of car accidents involve drivers who say the same thing. I looked, but I didn't see them. Motorcyclists, cyclists, pedestrians. Visible, present, directly in the line of sight, and functionally invisible because the driver's brain was scanning for car-shaped objects and deleting everything else. The gorilla experiment did not discover a flaw in psychology experiments. It discovered a flaw in the basic hardware of human perception that operates every second of every day. Some people in every run of the experiment did see the gorilla. They saw it immediately and could not understand how anyone could miss it. Simons found that people who were counting the passes of the black team, not the white team, were more likely to notice the dark-suited gorilla. The attentional filter was not random. It was tuned to the specific features of the task. If the gorilla happened to match what you were already looking for, your brain let it through. If it did not match, it vanished. The people who saw the gorilla were not smarter. They were not more observant. Their filter was set to a slightly different frequency by pure chance. Simons spent the next 2 decades studying what he called everyday illusions, the gaps between what people believe they see and what they actually see, between how they think memory works and how it actually works, between the confidence they have in their own perception and how justified that confidence actually is. The gap, he found, is enormous, and the people with the widest gaps are consistently the most confident. The gorilla experiment is now in every introductory psychology textbook. It is shown in corporate training seminars, in driver's education courses, in medical schools. It has been watched, discussed, and referenced millions of times. And in every room where it is shown, the same thing happens. People who have never seen it before miss the gorilla and are stunned. People who have heard about it spot the gorilla and feel superior. Neither group asks the question that actually matters. What are they missing right now, in this room, in this conversation, in this life, that their brain has quietly decided is not worth seeing? Most people believe they experience the world as it is. That belief has never once been tested. It has only ever been trusted. The gorilla walked through 9 seconds ago. You are still counting passes.